Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle Yela and welcome to The Lunch Break. Let's jump into today's topic of the 3 C's of career pathing, which I've learned over the 10 plus years of crafting my career and watching successful friends do the same. When thinking about a career change to a new company or a role, I like to use these 3 factors as consideration points. First, competitiveness. You can analyze how a company stacks up within the competitive landscape. To do this, you can do market research, including a few ways. First, industry reports, such as Bloomberg or trade publications. Those will share the company's competitive position within the industry and key growth areas. Second is the company's annual report and website. Those will list all products and services and recent mergers and acquisitions and other future business plans. And third, the company's earnings transcript. This will share the firm's performance over the last quarter. As an aside, I like the CEO portion where they discuss the business model. I think it's really helpful. You'll just want to make sure that after doing your due diligence, you have a good understanding of the company, industry, and even the role. Culture. You can determine the type of community that the company cultivates and if it aligns with what you get joy from. To do this, reach out to your alumni network to connect with someone that works at that company that you're eyeing for a more informational interview. Or look at the best places to work or top employer lists through Glassdoor, Forbes, or Fortune. Recent news articles are also likely to reflect what's going on within that company, such as leadership changes, etc. When examining culture, also consider what's important to you in order to be fulfilled. Whether that's creativity, respect, belonging, security, empowerment, the list goes on. You'll get a good feel for it once you begin interviewing there and having some conversations. On the same topic of culture, sometimes the firm's quote-unquote good culture or sometimes those cool jobs tend to skimp on pay packages. And while I don't have hard data in front of me, it's just a sense that I've gotten over those years. Nevertheless, I'd encourage anyone, regardless of pay, to take the job where you're going to learn the most and build from the ground up. I think a lot of people tend to grab the paycheck, which I totally get, but sometimes those larger firms end up giving you less responsibility and have more of those political games. Whereas smaller firms help you to acquire some of those much needed skills. On the flip side, though, larger companies, like in consulting, for instance, sometimes do provide you with more of a generalist role at the start, where you'll get a better understanding of the broader landscape, whereas smaller, more boutique firms are more rapidly specialized. In the end, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but just understanding how the size of the company ties into the culture of the firm is good food for thought. The final C is career management. You can see how the next move will fit within your brand and develop your credibility. So to do this, look on LinkedIn at average tenure at companies to make sure that there's good runway for growth there. One thing I also like to do is look at the career path of someone that you'd like to emulate, or better yet, even someone that you'd like to avoid, and see what steps you need to do to get on the right track. To get you on that right path, you don't always need to move companies or even get an internal promotion to manage your career. It could also just look like increased responsibility or impact, as well as longer duration at the firm. You can also utilize employee resource groups to show your leadership and involvement in a different capacity. But if it does seem like it's time to switch companies, you can look at the job boards to see who's hiring and be open to recruiter calls, even if it doesn't seem like the perfect fit. You can always hear them out and even refer someone else to create a great relationship. And you may never know what other jobs that recruiter has on their list. Also, when considering what career specifically to move into, you can change industry or function, but you can only change either industry or function per each move. If you think of it like a grid, you can move the industry vertically from, let's say, retail to financial services, but at the same time, you can't move the function horizontally, let's say from marketing to human resources. And one last thing that I would also encourage you to look at is the yearly Future of Jobs report by the World Economic Forum, which I'll make sure to link in the show notes. Likely not to your surprise, the fastest growing job of tomorrow is in artificial intelligence. So, can you work to upgrade your knowledge in an emerging area or field to fill that knowledge gap? For instance, I know a friend that just took an online course on artificial intelligence and the implications of it on business strategy through MIT and found it very worthwhile. So this way, you can combine the areas that you're good at with the types of jobs that are available at the moment. Today's challenge for you is to move from that evaluation phase to the decision phase of careers. Think about the times when you were the happiest at a company and what those drivers were, whether it be culture, company size, etc. You get the drift. This will help you zero in on that final destination. Well, I know that every road leading there will be a little bit windy. However, you can use this information to confirm that your decision towards a career is beneficial to at least go down that path. And one last pep talk on decision making. It can be overwhelming to have optionality. And focus can only occur when you say yes to one career option and no to all other options. So once you decide, stick with it at the moment. I know that leaving is always alluring, but staying in a job is what grows you the most. And what you don't do also determines what you can do. And remember, desire dictates that destination in your career path. Thanks so much for listening today. My goal here is to polish up your soft skills and activate confidence once in the workplace while tackling challenges throughout our careers. Is there someone that you think would benefit from this session? If so, please share with that friend, family member, or anyone else who you think might need a bit of encouragement when it comes to career readiness in the future. Also, subscribe so it can be top of mind or rate it 5 stars so that others can find it. Talk soon.